Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel, a cryptocurrency hedge fund staffed by individuals who despise XRP. The value of their assets dropped by 91.4% in the past year. Let me be clear, I don't believe in karma because it's not based on any kind of empirical evidence. Thus, in my opinion, it is quite dumb. If I were a believer in karma, though, I would claim that this is an example of it at work. Even if you discount all the nonsensical lies they've been spreading about XRP for the past half a decade, karma is still a factor in why I'd say this. The man you see on your screen is the original investor in the hedge fund that just suffered a massive loss, which may have been caused in part by the FTX scandal. I sympathize with him, but that's not the point. And I'm going to tell you exactly what he said, but before he lost his money as a result of falling victim to a Ponzi scheme, he seemed to be less sympathetic to those who might fall victim to two outright fraudsters. To be clear, I'm not really sympathetic about the rest of it, but on this part I'm even then. And he said that he feels it would be better for the human race overall if people started doing it at a young age. I'll bring you the full quote later, but he basically indicated that it would be ideal if young people lost most of their money to con artists so that they would learn the importance of exercising caution and would never fall for such schemes again. A gigantic Ponzi scam, one of the largest in human history, eventually takes him down. Holy cow, that's a lot of money. Are you able to appreciate the decadence of this dish? You don't even have to soak this in any sauces, it's that full of flavor. You can skip the extra seasonings. Friends, this is as rich as it gets. But hold on an SEC. Please excuse me. I do want to clarify something before we go any further. I come from a completely cash-strapped family. Nothing I say or write should be taken as recommendations to purchase or sell any security. For fun and as a pastime, I enjoy making videos about crypto-related topics to share on YouTube. Therefore, let's move on to the current article loading on your screen, which is the most up-to-date news from CoinDesk from just the day before. The coin was called a Multicoin. Oh, pardon me, I'm not sure where it came from, but I'm in the middle of a conversation. Wait a second, I think I just got the Rona again. It's not that serious of a problem. The hedge fund run by Multicoin Capital lost 91.4% last year, as reported in a letter to investors. Now, before we get too far, let's do a little bit of groundwork. I have thus far discussed a portion of what this person and his business associate have said. And I'm going to display them on the monitor right now. Well, you've got yourself a Kyle Samani. You're looking at the company's namesake and creator. He's a co-owner, and he goes by the name Tasha Jane. They have lied flat out about the technical aspects of XRP and Ripple's implementation of XRP in the real world. It's either that, or they are some of the stupidest people on the face of the world who have no idea that the things they say with such conviction are demonstrably false. What is it, then? Both outcomes are undesirable. Do they have no idea what they are talking about, or are they just lying? Go ahead and start the game. It's a toss-up. Not sure, but I don't think it's good. Alright, everyone, meet Kyle Samani. He broke the ice first. Tasha Jane is the other guy who is at the bottom. Here, though, is Kyle Samani donning a Ripple tee. He probably doesn't like that Ripple, you might be thinking. Okay, you make a valid point. He has good grounds to dislike his enemy's Ripple effect. Yet, he wears a shirt bearing their insignia, which features a Ripple effect. But, oh, if you look closely, you can see that the hashtag XRP refers to a security. So as everyone, you know, all kinds of people holding XRP around the world, wallows in misery as we're getting outright attacked. People just losing substantial portions of their net worth because the SEC attacking this guy thinks it's hilarious to have this shirt Ripple, hashtag XRP, the security, and this picture was shared by my fellow XRP YouTuber Dai. Those who are unfamiliar with XRP may be confused by the allusion to the security on the shirt, which the SEC is definitely targeting. But there is a phrase that is still used today, though perhaps not as often as it was, say, 5 years ago. One common expression describes XRP as the standard for remitting funds around the world. The norm is something that persists in modern society. The standard, XRP, was everywhere half a decade ago. Here, then, he wears a shirt bearing the symbol for XRP, the safety, rather than XRP, the norm. oh Kyle, Salami, or whatever the hell your name is. How hilarious you are. You're a complete and utter dummy. Well, this is very deep, yet let's explore the reasons why this is bad for you. Let's start with the lies, because, once more, I want to lay the groundwork so you can understand what's going on. There is also this, dated December 20th, 2017. This was taken directly from the website of one of his hedge funds. Once again, the hedge fund is Multicoin Capital. The obvious falsehoods in this have not been retracted. In 2017, it was first displayed. It's a Bitcoin futures version and it's called the bear case for XRP. And I'd want to talk about only a few things related to this. As of right now, the Ripple network's native coin, XRP, has been analyzed by us and published in August. All of this would be fantastic to study. There's this intense urge to explain why that sentence is incorrect, but I really don't want to. Man, the Ripple network's native token decentralized XRP ledger's native token is called XRP. If by Ripple network you mean RippleNet, then what you're referring to is proprietary software that has nothing to do with blockchain technology in any form. Yet, there are occasions when he uses Ripple and XRP interchangeably, and other times when he uses Ripple and XRP correctly, which begs the question of why. This is some wacky stuff. Then, he created the firm that is responsible for developing and maintaining the Ripple network, Ripple Inc. Because of this, good things are beyond of reach. That's why we have to go without a lot of perks. Has developed a blockchain-based platform for banks to issue and settle loans and IOU. There are 2 applications for XRP. Are you serious? To what extent is your mind able to conceive? Not only that, but, well, we also have the advantage of hindsight, and the fact that the blockchain and the XRP ledger are decentralized means that any developer may create applications on top of them. In fact, they have been doing so and still are. I can't even begin to guess at how many unique applications are in use today. The amicus papers submitted in the SEC v. Ripple case make it clear that the parties involved in the lawsuit have nothing to do with Ripple itself, despite the fact that they're developing applications on top of the cryptocurrency. It's awesome and not at all surprising that there are so many endeavors now underway. Yet, he claims that there are just 2. Plus, he adds the following: fees will be paid on the Ripple network to facilitate value transfers between the 2 untrusted institutions. While XRP is the network's native coin, it is not essential to the network's operation in any way. The risk of rational individuals spamming the Ripple network is low, he added, because the Ripple network is permissioned as a direct result of its unique node list UNL scheme. His words were clear. He said that in order to take part in the XRP ledger, you need to have permission from some other body. That is just false. In other words, you can initiate the creation of a node yourself. You know what else? It's your call to decide whoever you'll put your faith in, and it's your choice to make regarding who receives the special note you've just created. One can choose from a variety of available examples. Just slap it down if that's how you feel like writing. The freedom of choice is why that's okay. If you like, you can create your own, without requiring the approval of anyone else. To put it bluntly, he's not telling the truth about any of this. Furthermore, this leads to a wide variety of useless information. Also, I wanted to mention that he has said some things with such certainty and has certain connections with people who it seems probably knew some things that he just had this absurd confidence that XRP was going to be deemed a security by the SEC, that they wouldn't argue that, and this was before the lawsuit dropped by a good bit. I don't know for sure and I'm not going to pretend to. John Deaton's crypto law group has published an article by Carl Samani of Multicoin Capital, in whom Chris Dixon of Andreessen Horowitz was a limited partner, in which Samani claims that he is shorting XRP because of the SEC's ruling that Ether is not a security. To us, he continues, there is no question that Ripple is a security. This Multicoin group is convinced that Ripple is a security, but they are unsure of when this information will become public. Also, that is an unusual formulation. Given the persons we know for sure he knows, it's reasonable to assume that he was aware that the SEC was investigating Ripple and that it was likely to make the claims it is making. It just wasn't certain when the investigation would be complete or when this news would break. Even in that statement, he confused Ripple and XRP once more. This is pure and ridiculous bullshit. Still, have a look at this. His business partner, Tasha Jain, also filed a claim against it. So, from the highest levels, and is at the highest levels, the official multi-chain capital position, or Multicoin capital position, is that additional layer of security. But now you have two states charging each other for something that first seemed unfavorable to him. Negative was what he took out from it, he thought. That's why he's defending his position. Yet, it argues that XRP is not a security and why. In part, he contributed to this discussion here. He stated that Ripple Inc. does not owe any duty of care to XRP investors. XRP holders have no legal or financial interest in Ripple Corp. Okay, well, I appreciate it. From all indications, Multicoin Capital is a reliable business partner. It is important to note that Ripple Inc. is not a trustee of XRP. Exactly. No one holding XRP has any monetary, fiscal, or financial liability to anyone else. Absolutely nothing exists. Now, the opposite is true for something to be considered a security. The conditions would be met if the object in question were a security. The fact that this has come to pass is part of what makes it so amusing. In this case, the hypocrisy is notable. To put it another way, it's as if the left hand has no idea what the right is doing. One of the other partners disagrees with you on this. Then again, and here's an item from Yahoo. This is from the morning of July 6, 2018, after the Hinman address. And all I'm doing is sharing the highlighted content on the screen. These are the words that it has written. Carl Samani, co-founder of Multicoin, has stated that investors should not trade XRP because it is most definitely a security. This, then, is coming from the very top of Multicoin, with the exception of the other top guy who is presenting arguments that make it quite evident that XRP is not. They are both terrible at money management and like to spread falsehoods about everything. I have no idea how these people got to the level they were at before, but they certainly aren't geniuses. They have no clue what they're doing in the abyss of hell. They are not anything special. The consequences of their actions have been catastrophic. I get that 2018 was a poor year for the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, yet these coins managed to underperform the whole category. All I can say is that these are the cold hard facts. This is fair. Well, have a look at this. There was that, and it occurred on February 11, 2020. According to the authors of today's Hodl, a crypto investing firm that has returned 143% on its clients' money in the past 2 years is shorting both Zcash and XRP. Forbes quotes the co-founders of Multicoin Capital, Carl Samani and Tasha Jain, as saying they expect Zcash to be worthless in 2 years. To let you know, whoever wrote this or that did so in February of 2020. I think I nailed that down correctly. Let me verify that. Yeah. In 2020, on February 11, they predicted that Zcash would be worthless. Zcash, which was estimated to be worth $60 at the time, eventually rose in value along with the rest of the cryptocurrency market, reaching a price of $300 or more. Though the increase from $80 to $300 was not an all-time high, it was nonetheless considerable. But, since then, it has decreased alongside the rest of the cryptocurrency market. It's now $41 and we're still not done. After 3 years, the number still wasn't zero. The smartest people in the world are not among these people. The XRP claims are false. They've made relationships despite the fact that they have no idea what the hell they are doing. They speak nonsense so assuredly and so articulately that I suppose they fool some people. It is great to finally point this out. In addition to this, the piece continues a little further on. Yeah. Forbes quotes the co-founders of Multicoin Capitals, Carl Samani and Tasha Jain, as saying that they believe Zcash will be worth nothing in 2 years. They base this prediction on the fact that competitors are already trying to replicate the cryptocurrency's technology, and that only a small fraction of users actually benefit from Zcash's privacy protections. Furthermore, they consider XRP to be Ripple's native currency. Ripple's payment messaging technology is superior to the current standard, but its volatility prevents large financial organizations like banks from using it. They argue that businesses have no need to use XRP for monetary transactions. Once again, we get to look back and make informed decisions. It has been some time since the last time Ripple reported on demand liquidity consumption necessitating XRP. Something around 800% growth was seen from the previous year. These fellas, holy crap, the level of incompetence is astounding. Yet after hearing this, your lack of compassion for these people will be complete. Autism Capital posted a video that has received a lot of attention since it relates to the SBF and FTX and because it has 209,000 followers. They also distributed this video. In addition, I'd like to mention this, and I'll go into more detail in a second. What happened to FTX ultimately impacted Multicoin Capital. To add, I feel bad that it had to happen that way. In no way is that equitable. I still don't want anything bad to happen to this guy. In order to avoid any ambiguity, please allow me to elaborate. I hope no one falls for that cucumber-loving son of a whore. It is not something I want. But even so, this is so incredibly decadent because he wanted this for everyone else since he was so confident in his financial prowess. That's why everything happened to him. Nothing he's like that, after all. In the realm of finance, he's a blundering, fumbling idiot. This is the guy's quote, by the way. Here's something to check out. I would really suggest it's probably good for most 18-25-year-olds to get conned and lose the substantial majority of their life savings, he claimed before falling for a full-on Ponzi scheme. I think it would be better for society if it happened to most people between the ages of 18 and 25, since it would teach them a lesson about risk, trust, and due diligence that they wouldn't forget. Oh my goodness, you chubby bok infant. What the heck happened to you, son? The fact that you want for people to be scammed shows how arrogant and disgusting you are. What you did is just repulsive. This is something I hope never happens to you. And I believe you to be right. As you can probably see, I don't think too highly of this guy. So maybe I should just end this here. But to say that you hope people lose most of their net worth because they were able to be deceived by somebody is a quite different thing. What happened to your FTX research? So, what do you think of that? Yes, if that's what you desire. I say this because of your actions. Not that I wish this onto you or anything. I don't think it's fair or reasonable that that occurred to you. If you had insisted on seeing more information, you would have seen that FTX lacked the documents necessary to disprove its Ponzi scheme status. Continue expanding your operations if you've begun additional research. Carl, did you learn anything from your mistake, Samani? Do you appreciate being addressed in such a manner? For the simple reason that I do not think it is appropriate to engage in such conversation with persons who are themselves victims. But in this case, make-believe victims. You hope they are not pretending to be something they are not. Simply said, it's revolting and vile. And I, like you, have to fight back. Disgusting in every way. Thus, you also have Tony Edward, host of the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel. He then penned good news to clowns to spread the tale. In this episode, both Tushar and Kyle suffer financial losses. When the nicest guy in crypto calls you a clown, it could be accurate, tweeted lawyer John Deaton in response. Yeah. So, listen, once more, I'd hate to see somebody taken advantage of. For the most part, I just don't feel bad for the scammers. Yeah. Nonetheless, I have no interest in seeing it materialize. Oh, my goodness. Doesn't seem like a very nice guy to me, if you get what I mean. And see, he's got his Solana sunglasses right here down like 76%, you know, inside the last year. Again, I appreciate your understanding that the entire crypto industry is offline, but please stop acting like a guru just because you're wearing designer glasses and claiming that XRP has been granted permission. You've managed to fool enough people into parting with their hard-earned cash for there to be a centralized authority controlling all this false nonsense. Stop talking nonsense to me. In any case, the recent CoinDesk story is shown below. The hedge fund operated by Multicoin Capital lost 91.4% in 2017. According to the company's annual investor letter seen by CoinDesk, Multicoin Capital's hedge fund lost 91.4% in 2022. The loss was blamed in the letter on a number of factors, including the volatility of the cryptocurrency market and the direct and indirect effects of the collapse of the crypto exchange. T.X. Quote. Although the fund managed to avoid the disasters that befell Luna and Three Arrows Capital earlier in the year, it was not able to avoid the explosive revelations concerning FTX or the subsequent market contagion. While 2021 was a banner year for us, 2022 was the poorest year since we opened. No more quoting. Now that you've been scammed, we're meant to feel bad for you even though it's clear you're not the wizard you think you are. You've been spreading baseless claims about XRP and hoped that people would get defrauded so that they would learn a hard lesson. Look, this is the only aspect of the argument for which I can feel sympathy. Fine, the Federal Trade Commission's share. But it's still tough because, from little I've seen of him in public, he seems like a complete piece of junk. This is not nice stuff. It's probably just a charlatan, at best. Still, that's not a good sign. Moreover, in a separate investor letter, please review the following. In a November blog post, Multicoin laid out the financial state of its hedge fund, showing that 10% of the company's assets were stranded on FTX, along with considerable exposure to FTT Solana and SRM, both tokens that witnessed sharp sell-offs at the time. I mean, you have to understand. Carl Samani, I do pray you have learned from your mistakes. You should realize that this has cost you a lot of money. A good thing, right? You fell for a con, after all. I'm being sarcastic, so I'm glad it happened. To put it simply, I'm happy for you that it did. And now you know that you need to do more thorough research before making any major decisions in the future. A positive social outcome, right? That's what I've always thought, right? In your own words, that is. Here we have it. Obviously, this is a lavish offer. Too much creaminess and richness. A taste test, please. What the heck? That's why I said you can slam up on this bitch without any damn sources. You can rule out this possibility. That stuff is just too luscious and creamy, dude. The fact is that you don't even require it. There you have it. It's all over today. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.